Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will share last minute things that you can do if you are studying for the CFA Level 1 exam and if you are working full-time and you don't have time to study for the exam. So I took Level 1 exam a couple of years ago. It was in 2019 and I think things have changed a lot since then. I do think the exam got much harder. And I also think it's because there are more and more people studying for the CFA program, and we have more people working from home, which is why I think they are making it a bit harder, probably because they think that people working from home, they have more time to study. I don't know. But I do think that when it comes to studying for the CFA Level 1 exam, one thing that you should be doing and one thing that I think you should take away from today's video is that no matter how much you study, it's always important to practice. And I think practicing for the CFA Level 1 exam is actually crucial to passing the exam. What I think is that I'm not someone who likes to read school books. I never did it for like when I was doing my undergraduate. I don't do it now either. I only read for pleasure, but I don't like to read school books. And I remember that when I took the CFA Level 1 exam, I did not use the curriculum to read the chapters. I tried to, like, a lot of the things were basically things that I already knew from my undergraduate, so it kind of made it easier, and I watched a lot of lectures. But I think what was crucial for me, and I'm glad that I did that, is that I spent a lot of hours practicing. I initially did this mistake that I would just watch the lectures and basically try to understand the lectures and take notes, but I would never actually sit down and practice. And then one of my friends told me that no, you have to, like, as soon as you're like over with the chapter, try to do the practice problem. And that was one thing that I didn't do, and indeed after 2 months I completely forgot everything that I studied, and when I was like trying to do the problems, I was struggling because I haven't practiced. And so one thing that I would suggest is that when you are studying for the CFA Level 1 exam, try to practice as much as you can. Because I think Level 1 is pretty much more about memorization, memorizing the formulas, concept, and trying and being able to remember all these things. But I do think that it's getting much tougher. But I think also that if you are practicing enough, especially towards the end when you're approaching the exam, I think it will really help you to increase the probability of passing the exam. When it comes to practice, there are a couple of places where you can practice from. There are different resources. I mainly used the questions from the website because I felt that probably those were the most reflective of what I would have encountered. In terms of like difficulty and stuff like that. I don't know if it's still the same nowadays, but I know that I did the problems from the website and they give you tons of questions, so do all of them. I did those ones. I also did some problems from Schweizer because I bought the materials from Schweizer. Do I recommend it as an approved provider? To be honest, I haven't tried many of them. I bought Schweizer. I was happy with it because like I had a lot of friends who also took Schweizer for Level 1, and they told me that he was a good approved provider, so I was like, I'm gonna go with it. I also watch videos from IFT, but I haven't bought anything else from them. So I did problems from Schweizer, and I also did the mock exam from the ones that are provided by the CFA Institute. So those were the main materials that I have used. But I do recommend to people to buy materials from other providers. I know that there is a Financial 123. I think he's pretty good. I do recommend him. He's a pretty good instructor. I feel he has a lot of years of experience. He has a lot of knowledge. Not only he has exams, but I think he has extra materials on his website that you can buy. And also I think he makes like concept much more, like he makes difficult concept much easier, and I highly recommend him. I think he's great. I also know people that had used Mark Meldrum. I also watch his videos, but I never did any of his exams for when I took level 1. I know that he's pretty challenging when it comes to preparing for, like when it comes to providing mock exams. So I do not know how tough he is, but I do, like, if I have to give you one recommendation, I would probably suggest Financial 123, Financial Help. I think it's called Financial Help 123. He's pretty good, and I think he really helps you, like, to see if you have understood the materials or not. And one thing that I do suggest when you're practicing is that make sure to read the question properly, because often, you know, you can study as much as you want, but it's really not about like what you have studied. It's being able to understand the question, and I think often we don't do that. So really pay attention to the question they're asking you. You know, there could be little tricks such as like what's least likely, what's most likely the correct answer, things like that. You know, pay attention to that. Trying to, like, when you're practicing, take the habit of like highlighting important key factors so that you can pinpoint the most important information. So I would say these are some of the things I want you to take away from today's video, is that if you don't have enough time because you're working full-time or because you have other commitment, other obligation, try to practice as much as you can, and practice every day a little bit. Make sure that this is like you're disciplined when it comes to that, you're consistent when it comes to that, and that you're constantly practicing. And if you could you know, buy extra materials, do it. And I definitely suggest buying materials from Financial Help 123. So hopefully this video was useful, and please leave me a comment, like, share, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.